Well, we have some not so great news coming out of Marvel concerning the new Daredevil series, Daredevil Born Again. They have picked their writers, rumored writers, that is. Now, these are just rumors, so we don't know if this is going to be completely true or if all these writers are correct. Like the article says, the names of these writers definitely raise some red flags for the show. A rumored list of writers for the show comes courtesy of the Cosmic Circus. Claims that David Feige, this is David Feige, he is an American lawyer, legal commentator, and author. So he actually has a legal background, but we'll get into him in a bit. Thomas Wong. Now, the only Thomas Wong I could find on Google was a physicist and quantum theorist, but I did manage to find the correct Thomas Wong, known for Good Trouble, Minority Report, and The Deep End. When I saw Minority Report, I thought it was a good thing, but then I noticed the date. It is not Minority Report the movie, it is Minority Report the TV show that only got a 5.9. Now the rest of them, Good Trouble, The Deep End, I've never heard of either one of those. Bull, I have heard of that, though I've never seen it. But he only wrote 2 episodes for this, 5 episodes for that, 12 episodes for Bull. So the ratings don't truly reflect his work. Jill Blankenship, now this is even worse because she doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, but you can see that she wrote this TV show for the CW, Naomi, which was about a female teenager that discovers that she has superpowers. It was canceled in the middle of the first season. It didn't even make it through one season. That's how terrible it was. So that's not good. Zachary Ryder is known for CSI New York, Narcos, and Next. So some experience with law dramas. He's been a producer 119 episodes. So that's not too bad. He sounds decent. Grain Godfrey, that's another one. Not a good choice. She was a writer on the science fiction series The Tomorrow People, and the Arrowverse. The Arrowverse started out good, but then it ended up being crap. Devin Klinger, you can see here that he was producer on some of these shows. He's only written one thing, Once Upon a Zodiac. Still in pre-production. It's animated. Plot is unknown. Stars Jackie Chan as a voice. That's all there is. That's all they got on this. No idea when it's coming out or anything like that. So he's only written one thing. That is not a good sign. And then the one thing that he's directed, La La Loopsy Girls. Welcome to the La La Prep School. I mean, it's a children's show. The La La Loopsy Girls are all grown up and headed for La La Prep School. The friends discover that their new school is super cool and so much fun. It's a kid's show, and he's only directed one episode. That's not a great repertoire. And Aisha Porter Christie, okay, she's written for Idlewild, never heard of it. Briar Patch, never heard of it. It's one episode. Ransom, one episode. Heard of the movie Ransom. And Orphan Black, she's written 10 episodes, produced 5 things. So as a writer, she's written 10 things. Something called Briar Patch. She's done 1 episode. Shadowhunters, not really sure what that is. Ransom, 1 episode. Frankie Drake Mysteries, an all-female mystery-solving team, I suppose. Orphan Black, I've heard of that. I'm not really sure what it's about. Streetwise hustler is pulled into a compelling conspiracy after witnessing the suicide of a girl who looks just like her. Sounds interesting. So that's her writing credit. You might not be familiar with a lot of these names, but the list contains some massive red flags. Biggest red flag is Jill Blankenship. Most recently, the showrunner and executive producer on CW's Naomi. We already talked about that. Another red flag is Thomas Wong, whose writing expertise on the Writers Guild of America West website includes race and ethnic issues and sexuality and gender. albeit it also includes legal system courtroom procedures. So he will be injecting some of the legal jargon and obviously race issues, sexuality, gender. So there's going to be some gay and gender swap characters. David Feige, also a red flag. Brief look at his Twitter profile reveals he's political partisan. Just 2 years ago, he was blaming Republicans and Donald Trump for COVID deaths. My lord, if ever there was an argument for science against Republican lunacy, this is it in graphical form. It also shows how deadly Trump has been and how many lives his idiocy cost us. Also claims the United States has turned into a kleptocracy. I had to look that up. I thought it meant that there was a lot of shoplifting, but that's not what it means. Corrupt politicians enrich themselves secretly outside the rule of law through kickbacks, bribes, and special favors from lobbyists and corporations, or they simply direct state funds to themselves and their associates. That's probably been true for a long time. Before Trump, I'm sure. Way before Trump. There might be one bright spot in the writer's room. That's Grain Godfrey. Of course, she still is a writer and producer on the CW, which is horrible. But she did The Flash before the show went downhill. Then she moved to DC's Legends of Tomorrow and set about injecting identity politics into the show. So, no, doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound like it's something that even needs to be a part of Daredevil. Godfrey also claimed in 2016, the time to despair is over. Now is the time for resistance. We must fight the bigotry and sexism of Trump's campaign. Well, that wasn't over because he won. These numerous red flags in the writer's room come after Daredevil's character was absolutely desecrated in She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Yep, and that's why, right there. The Daredevil male walk of shame. Without putting, why would he not put his boots on? Well, I'll tell you why. Because the writers wanted to equate him with women leaving a one-night stand carrying their high heels because they can't walk home with them. So that's how it was desecrated. And it just looks like it's going to be more of the same because these writers are obviously hired for their identity politics, their intersectionality, their ability to write kids' TV shows, girls' TV shows. Actor Charlie Cox has also indicated the new series will ignore the previous lore of the Marvel TV and Netflix series. So there you go. The good, awesome 3 seasons that we got of Daredevil on Netflix, that doesn't exist anymore. It's the same actor, but it's not the same story, it's not the same tonality. Cox also indicated that the Daredevil Born Again series will try to appeal to a slightly younger audience. I can see appealing to a younger audience, but why would you commit to that totally to ignore the older audience who are obviously Daredevil fans? And they're really the people that you want to watch this because they're the ones that know about Daredevil. They're the ones that like Daredevil. So why would you want to change that? So those people that want the series to keep the same tone as the original series, I would say to those people, we've done that. Let's take the things that really worked, but can we broaden? Can we appeal to a slightly younger audience without losing what we've learned about what works? Well, probably not, because a slightly younger audience is going to want gender swapping, race swapping, and they want their safe space. That's what's important to younger audiences. Not action, not male superhero fighting possibly female superheroes. Definitely not a male telling a female or explaining to a female how things work or things that they might need to do. That's completely out for today's TV shows. So it doesn't look good for the new Daredevil show. Once again, I'll watch the first episode. If I see that it's not up to par on what I'm hoping for, then I might not watch anything past the first episode. So we'll have to see what these writers bring to the table. I'm not saying it can be all bad. I am saying that based on their track record, it doesn't look good. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. And I'll talk to you next time.